Greetings Earthlings, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm not in my usual setting this morning. I'm out and about to try to bring you some interesting content and interesting places that you might want to visit along your travels as you continue to RV and live the nomad life. So today I'm at Yorktown, Virginia. It's part of the historic triangle, as you know, I will probably mention often throughout this video. But this is probably my favorite city in I guess there's just technically cities, but Yorktown is probably my favorite of the three of the historic triangle, because it seems like there's a lot more history here. And I'm not a huge history buff, but there is a lot to see here, and it's very interesting. And there's several different ways that you can undertake this adventure. So I'll show you later on in the video, and you might have seen it in one of my shorts before, that one of the ways to do the Yorktown tour and to get the most of it is by doing one of the Segway tours that's offered by Patriot Patriot Tours and Provisions, I think is the name of the place. And I'll try to put a link to that in the description at the bottom once we get all this thing worked out. But I know I see a lot of videos where people are standing in front of the signs, and you know, there is a very nice sign out here that says, you know, historic Yorktown. But to me, behind me is the most iconic image of Yorktown and historic Yorktown. This statue is known far and wide. Anybody that's ever been to Yorktown has been to this particular spot, seeing this statue. I think it's been hit by lightning a couple times, and it's still here. So this is a good place to start off our adventure. Now, we're completely surrounded by battlefields. As you might imagine, there was a tremendous battle that you might have heard about here. But I'm going to try to show you some of the things to see in Yorktown. A lot of it is history related. Some of it is just good time related. But I'm going to do my very best and show you a little bit of what it has to offer. I certainly won't get to see all of it, but we got to leave a little bit for you to visit and see firsthand. So we'll travel around a little bit. I'm going to show you the Colonial Parkway, which is a wonderfully beautiful drive that's in the summertime, and it's shaded, covered with trees, has several pullouts along the side where you can stop and overlooks of the river. And sometimes you might come across a little beach, but a lot to see here. So with that, let's go ahead and get this started. We'll roll the intro and then begin the tour. Okay, this is one of Yorktown's many battlefields. I'm not sure the significance of this one, and I'm also not a great history buff, but perhaps you can tell. I don't know if you can even see the flag in that bright sunlight coming behind it, but I'll give you another shot of the flag when we get a different angle. This says First Allied Siege Line, so take from that what you will. There's a whole big old article here on it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, because we have to save a little something for you when you make your trip out here to visit historic Yorktown. Bring your walking shoes with you, because it's a little bit of a trek when you get to walking around out here, and if you want to see all the battlefields and the many sites that Yorktown has to offer. Yorktown is considered part of what is known as the historic triangle of Virginia. And what a little hill there. That consists of Williamsburg, Yorktown, and Jamestown. I think Jamestown is where the settlers originally landed when they came over from England. Don't quote me on this, but like I said, I'm no historian, but there's that flag, if you can see what that is. But I think we know now that this is an Ally front line, and some cannons sitting out here, a couple different kind of cannons. I'm sure there's an explanation for the different types of cannon. It looks like these big old fat boys here could throw a lot of metal at one time, and maybe the little shorter round ones are for more distance. I don't know, but hey, this is like some of those hills, but you can get a good idea of what you're looking at here. Gives you a good overview. That building right there is a little visitor center kind of thing that explains about this battlefield. This is a large section of the battlefield. As you can see over there in the distance, there's some markers that there is a road that goes through it now that goes to the Coast Guard base. So you kind of have to use a little bit of imagination, but not a whole lot, because it's been very well preserved. They don't allow metal detecting and things of that nature. They kind of frown on drone flight as well, so I don't know why, but not a whole lot of air traffic over here, except maybe an occasional helicopter from the Coast Guard base. But this gives you a little bit of a view of the massiveness of the battlefield, and this is only a small segment of it. There's much of it all down the waterfront in Yorktown, but wait, there's more. Okay, so it wouldn't be a proper tourist destination if we didn't have a beach. So this is Yorktown Beach. Not a huge beach, but if you want one of those, you can travel about 45 minutes from here and be at Virginia Beach. So this one is pretty substantial. There's another one right on the other side of the bridge that you see there. That's Gloucester Point. There's another small beach over there. Fishing, you can fish here off of this pier. They also have a pier across the water at Yorktown Beach. I'm sorry, at Gloucester Beach, Gloucester Point. This beach later on in the day, well, let's see, today is Friday, so it might not be too bad later on in the day today. But tomorrow, they'll be packed on here like sardines. So it's a very popular beach. A lot of the locals enjoy coming out here, trying to walk through the sand. So if the video looks like a drunken sailor is behind the camera, it's too early to be drunken, but the effect may be the same. But you can see here, that is the Coleman Bridge, and that's a relatively unique bridge as well. That's those two large pylons there in the center are actually pivot points, and that bridge, instead of a typical drawbridge that would raise and lower, this one actually turns to open up the section between those two posts where the channel is at. And the need for that is because right past that is I guess part of I think it's the Naval Weapons Station. Yorktown Naval Weapons Station is down there. The Coast Guard base is right behind me into the sun, back that way a little bit. I think that smokestack over there is probably the oil refinery, which is about twice as far as the Coast Guard base. So as you can see, there's a lot to see here. Now, this up here is Cornwallis's Cave. So apparently it was used, I'm not sure, but I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but I think it's named Cornwallis's Cave for a reason, and I think Cornwallis might have spent a little time in there at least, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's very good accommodations for a gentleman of Mr. Cornwallis's stature, but it is nevertheless referred to as Cornwallis's Cave. And this, I guess Yorktown was, I forget the year that Yorktown was actually established, 1600 something. But I'm going in the dark a little bit, so hopefully I don't lose you. But there's a little bit of a cave here, and you can see it's not much, but it's not very big, but I guess it keeps you out of the cannon fire, so I guess that's all you really need. But a lot of history here. So this house is of some historical significance. I forget what, but just about everything you look at down here in Yorktown has some historical significance. There's even a building with cannonballs still wedged in the side of it, and the building managed to get hit 3 or 4 times and still stand. So construction was a whole lot better back then. But down this little strip here, there's plenty of restaurants. There's Yorktown Pub is down there, Larry's Hard Lemonade. This is where Larry's Hard Lemonade originated. I don't know if they have it where you're at. If you get into this area, give it a shot. Pretty tasty drink. And I'm not sure, but I think he may have just passed away this week. Not sure of the particulars, but I did see his picture on Facebook and a lot of RIPs. So over there where you see that catamaran, oftentimes when you come down here, you'll see a tall sailing ship, and they will offer tours on that ship. I'm not sure how much it costs, but they will take you on the ship and take you out down the York River to the mouth of the bay, or to the mouth of the York River, and ride you around for a little while and bring you back. That area right over there that you see now, hopefully, that cluster of buildings, is part of VIMS, which is Virginia Institute of Marine Science. A lot of interesting stuff going on over there with shellfish and trying to keep the bay clean and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, let's continue on the journey. We'll get back in my trusty steed, recently back from the auto repair shop from our Mother's Day accident. Seems to be all ship shape now, so we'll put you back in that, maybe change camera mounts once again. All right, I know I told you I was going to change camera mounts, but it dawns on me that we still have a stop to make right down the road here, but give you a little bit of a idea of what you'll see as you come down to Yorktown Beach. As you can see, much history here, more history on the left. I think that's probably just telling you something about the water there. That looks more like a little parking lot overlook kind of thing for the water. Beach is very well maintained. A lot of times on, I think, Friday nights or Saturday nights, they'll have live entertainment out here. Always a varying venue, but most always something that's family oriented. They don't have, as of yet, I've not seen a hip hop band and, the type of things that you wouldn't want to bring your children to, because you can expose them to what we now consider normal music. And quite frankly, I haven't seen anything normal in the past 40 years. So, I think they were onto something when they put those album covers on there that said explicit. But we're coming up here. Let's see. This is a little boat dock that's down here on the right, and that's where you can rent slips and stuff like that. And I just almost drove right through the stop sign, so I'm gonna give this a give it a stop here. This is the area where they would have the entertainment out here. Generally, they usually have on the left over here, they have a big farmers market on the weekends. Have a bunch of local vendors that come out and sell honey and vegetables and all kind of stuff like that. There's a underground, or well, a parking garage. It's not underground. A parking garage here on the left. A bunch of shops and restaurants on the right. If we keep coming down here a little bit, there is. I'm gonna pull right in here because some of the stuff I want to show you is in this parking area, and everything in here is reserved. So I may not be able to park in here, but I might find one of them little 15-minute parking places. Nope, reserve parking. Okay, we'll travel a little bit farther down. But this here is part of the Waterman's Museum, and there's even a camper sitting over there. All right, back out. Let's, I tell you what, we will do the lazy thing because I'm not into a whole bunch of walking. So I'm gonna come in here and park in the underground, or in the parking garage that is not underground. That gives you a nice little thing. This is a welcome spot if you're going to come out here. Now, I must tell you that they do not allow you to park in the parking garage if you're going to the beach. The parking garage is for the stores, restaurants, and things of that nature only. You can, however, park on the upper level, but you will be in the sun up there. So this keeps your vehicle nice and warm. It keeps your vehicle nice and cool when the summer sun is out. So this is a more advantageous spot. All right, so we'll get you out. Take you on a little walk. They have restrooms here on the beach.
We declined the bike ride. We did end up.
Good morning. Okay, you can see here. This gives you a little map of the Yorktown area. So if you want to find things to do, you got all kind of dining adventures, shopping, lodging. Women's restroom on this side, men's restroom on that side, and this Water Street Grill. This is actually two restaurants built into one. So Water Street Grill is more the casual. If you're going to if you're on the beach and you want to stop and get you a nice lunch and sit down in an air-conditioned space, or you can sit out on the patio. Water Street Grill has some wonderful fare, and the atmosphere is conducive to spending the day on the beach. Now, beside it is Riverwalk Restaurant. Riverwalk Restaurant previously was Nick's Seafood Pavilion, and it was located over there where that huge field is at, and it had been there for about 1.5 million years. I'm joking, but it'd been there a while. So they moved over here, opened up that land, changed the name of the place for some reason to Riverwalk. Nick's had a wonderful reputation. Riverwalk still continues to have a wonderful reputation and amazing food. But down this way, we'll find Alexander's Photography, Vasilio's Goldsmith and Fine Jewelers, and this is where you will come if you want to take a Segway tour of Yorktown. Now, the gentleman that runs this, his name is Randy, and he will put you with a very knowledgeable guide that will take you around. They offer a couple different types of tours, I think times and things, a 45-minute tour, or you can see there they have the breeze tour is an hour long, and the historic tour is 2 hours long. So they also rent bicycles, kayaks, beach chairs, and umbrellas. So really good business. He does a wonderful provides a wonderful service down here, because even though I live probably 30 minutes from here, I will often come and take a ride on the Segways, just because it's a wonderful way to spend the day. You get a little breeze, about an 8-mile-an-hour breeze, because they've got them limited back where you're not going to kill yourself when you get on them. Like I understand the founder and inventor succumbed to one of his devices, so but they keep them pretty safe. Go over how to operate them with you, make sure you're comfortable on them before they take you out and start heading up and down the hills and seeing the battlefields and giving you the tour of the city. So we got a pretty fountain here with some seating around it. Again, the outside entertainment area they'll have set up under the tents. They've got access to the beach here. But Yorktown is kind of, if you want to come to Virginia, you're going to be in the area. There's plenty of local campgrounds here within 20-30 minutes of Yorktown, and it gives you a welcome change from the hustle and bustle of Virginia Beach. Now, Virginia Beach is an amazing beach, no doubt, but if you want to get away, have a little less of a crowd, yeah, there's a lot less to do here than there is at Virginia Beach. But if you want to spend the day with your family on the beach and have a few shops to see, things of that nature, and maybe take in some of the historic events and tours and stuff, this is a great place to come. It's kind of a no stress. It's a much lower stress Virginia Beach. So, good morning. Back entrance. This is the patio for the Water Street Grill. And then there's also, like I say, it's a shared building, so they share with the Riverwalk. Most of the people that go to Riverwalk, they're looking for more a fine dining experience and not really a patio experience. So they need a much smaller section of the patio. But right around this curve here is the backside of that Waterman's Museum that I showed you. And I'm ashamed to say it, I've lived in Virginia most of my life, and I have never been in the Waterman's Museum, just because I run into Waterman on a pretty regular basis, and I think I would rather just cross the bridge and go over and see some of my Guinea neighbors over in Gloucester that originated on the water. They pretty much built Gloucester from Waterman, and so there's a lot to see right across the bridge. But they got somebody that'll explain it all to you in the Waterman's Museum. So might be a better adventure if you're bringing the kids and you want to absorb a little knowledge. But you can swim in this beach. They have areas roped off and stuff. They have these little jetties to keep you out of the boat waves and stuff like that. So like I say, it's a good little area. They do not allow fishing from in the areas that's designated as swimming areas, and most of the whole beach down here is designated swimming areas. So all right, so that's about it for this section. I'll get us back to the vehicle and we'll continue on from there. And off we go. I apologize for any glare that might be coming in through the window, but I'm not one of those people that's going to hang my camera on the outside of my vehicle. so it might blow off. So I'm just going to put it on the inside, and if it falls off my window, I just pick it up off the floor and stick it back on. Okay, so picking up where we left off, this is right back under the Coleman Bridge. There's the Waterman Museum there on the right. There's a couple of the little areas that you might be able to stop along the right here and see. Now you got to watch out for guys like these in Virginia. That's just part of the way we roll around here. We just he probably got out of town plates, but who knows? He might be a local driving like a lunatic. It happens more than I care to admit. Uh-oh, road closed ahead. I hope that's not the Parkway. Kind of really wanted to take you. Detour Colonial Parkway. Well, let's find out about that. Also, there are no commercial vehicles allowed on the Parkway, so it says Parkway closed 4 miles ahead, but that on the right that we just passed would be the normal entrance to the Parkway. Looks like, oh, yeah, I know there is construction because they're replacing one of the road bridges that goes over Route 17 that we're coming up to, so we'll just follow those little detour signs, and eventually they'll get us back on the Parkway. But even the area up here, even though we're technically not on the Parkway, it's still a pretty scenic drive. If you like shady, wooded roadways, it's pretty good, and they're not extremely narrow, so you can come down them with an RV. I don't think I would probably want to park my RV somewhere and take my towed vehicle or my towing vehicle. Okay, let me see where we're going here. Colonial Parkway, Williamsburg, Colonial Parkway, Yorktown. Colonial Parkway, Williamsburg is what we wanted. Now, the Colonial Parkway runs between Yorktown and Williamsburg, and Jamestown is technically in Williamsburg, or adjacent to Williamsburg. I'm not sure which way it's actually considered. Let me see, Colonial Parkway, Yorktown. Don't want to go there. Okay, had to see where I'm at for a second. Okay, but Virginia is a very beautiful state. A lot of greenery, no shortage of trees, no shortage of water. Now I live on a peninsula, so we're surrounded on three sides by water. We're surrounded by the York River, which is the river that's out here where we're at. The James River, which is on the other side of the peninsula, and the Chesapeake Bay down at the very tip. So, well, sorta. It's near the mouth of the bay, I guess, but or near the mouth of the 2 mouths of the river that run into the bay. So, but surrounded on three sides. And this road right up here is where we came in on, and I stopped to see the battlefield. So, well, not yet. This is the Naval Weapons Station, Yorktown Naval Weapons Station. Highly secure facility. You cannot tour that. If you're military, you might be able to get on there, but I mean, if you have a military ID, you might be able to get on and look around. But this one's pretty much secure. They have another one. What's the name of that other base? They got one just closer to Williamsburg, Camp Perry, that is even more secure. I don't think you can get on that one even with a military ID, but Yorktown Naval Base and Cheatham Annex, you can access those bases if you have a military ID. Also, if you have a military ID, I understand Cheatham Annex, which is relatively close, has a campground that you can reserve spots there if you're retired military or active military. So that's something to consider as well. Well, I'm disappointed because this is not a very scenic route to go to the Colonial Parkway. It's quite the contrary. But we'll get there. I think I know which way they're taking us. We're going to get up here and take a right on Route 143, and that'll put us heading toward one of the parkway entrances, and we'll get you on there and let you see what's going on. I'm not gonna turn my camera off, but I may edit some of this out. So okay. In the meantime, while we're on this drive, never-ending drive, I'd like to take this opportunity. I was to offer a word from our sponsors, and there you have it. We don't have sponsors. I don't have sponsors, so I like to just do this just for the sheer enjoyment of doing it. So today, I'm spending an unusual amount of time and effort on this particular video, so I would really appreciate it if you take your time to hit that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell, because after all, there is a reward at the end of the rainbow when you do these YouTube videos, and I'm a long way from being monetized, but every little bit helps. And in the meantime, you get a little something out of it when I post a video, and sometimes they're really interesting and show you a lot of stuff. Let's see, this is another historic site we're passing right here on the left. I forget, In View Plantation. That's what that is called. I'm not sure of the significance of that either, but it must be important because they got a cannon out front. So they do offer tours of that house, and they can tell you what it's all about. They have a lot of Civil War reenactments, I think, out here. Or they might, I don't think they're Revolutionary War. I think the only thing I've seen is Civil War reenactments. So, and now I got to see. All right, yep, we're going to take a right here and head back toward the parkway. finally get to see a little bit of the parkway. And we'll just go ahead and make the trip over to Jamestown. From here, it's it's probably only about a 4-mile trip, so but you'll get to see the parkway and then kind of get to see. Now at Jamestown, they have a visitor center there as well. They have the Jamestown settlement. It's kind of like a fortress, I guess. They have a couple of the replica ships out there that the settlers came over on. I'm sure a much smaller version than the one that they came over on, but I don't know. They might be to scale. I don't know. I guess shipbuilding wasn't a big thing back there like it is in my hometown of Newport News. That's our claim to fame. One of the largest shipyards in the world, and they crank out many a boat. Okay. All right. Now this this is part of the Colonial Parkway. So again, we've missed an awful lot of it because of the detour, but this is the type of road that it is. You'll see it's pretty much shaded. So it's a nice drive. You get to see a lot of things. We'll still pass quite a few of the overlooks. And each one of the overlooks has a plaque there that will tell you, the significance of that particular area. So it's an adventure. And if you plan on doing the full historic triangle, I would plan on probably spending a week in the area and doing a little something every day, because there is plenty to do here within that historic triangle area. And that doesn't even include if you wanted to make a trip over to Virginia Beach. There's tons of stuff to do there. Yeah, but this is a very picturesque ride. For those of you that have a motorcycle that you bring along camping with you, this is one of the best rides you'll encounter. I think it's a really enjoyable ride on a bike, bicycle or motorcycle. So got to be a little fit if you're going to travel this one on the motorcycle, though, because it goes on for a while. Of course, you can turn around at any point and head back to your car, so I guess it's just a matter of what part you want to see. Okay, this is College Creek. I think it's named that because it is in close proximity to the College of William and Mary, which is also located in Williamsburg. Here's one of the pullouts with a little sign, couple of son and dad going down there to go fishing. But every once in a while, the shade gives way to a sunny open area whenever it comes into close proximity of the river. You'll see that the tree cover dissipates. But there's one of the pullouts there. Gives you a view of the James River Bridge. That is the James River there. And pretty much the Colonial Parkway, I don't know exactly how long it is. I might look that up and see how long. Of course, it don't matter when they take away 10 miles of it. So I was mistaken there, but I'm gonna try to get you down by the settlement eventually. Just bear with me. Okay, yeah, that little structure that we've seen on the left out there was the Jamestown Ferry, and that is still in operation. Let's see. Glass house of 1608. Yeah, I don't think I want to see a glass house. I'm sure that is a house where they made glass products and not a house made out of glass. A house made out of glass this close to the coast would be a bad thing. Okie dokie. Okay, this is the right way. This is the Jamestown Settlement Visitor Center over there on our left, parking on our left for the Visitor Center. That's basically where where you would start the tour of the settlement. You go down to the fort-like place. All right, this is James City County Marina, and this is where the brewery is located. They have an outside area over here where you can come out and sit, partake in some of their homemade, well, not homemade because I guess nobody lives here. Well, boys and girls, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed your little trip around Yorktown, Virginia with me, and hopefully you found some intrigue in there and enough to bring you to visit our wonderful area of the Virginia Peninsula. Hopefully I did it a little bit of justice, but believe me, like I said earlier in the video, I'm no tour guide, so there's the professionals could probably leave you with a much better opinion of the area. So once again, I'll ask you, and I'll let you know I discovered something this week that YouTube is when you like or subscribe to a video, that I didn't realize that you had the ability to make your subscriptions private. So if your subscriptions are private, that means that when you subscribe to a channel, the person that has that channel sees that there is another subscription, but they don't see who it is. So the problem with that is that whenever I get a subscription and it's not private, it notifies me who subscribed, and if they have a YouTube channel, of course I reciprocate immediately and subscribe to their channel. So I am not just in this to gather subscriptions, I'm also big on subscribing to fellow YouTubers. So if you get that opportunity, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure that your subscriptions are public and not private. It's just a matter of turning it on and off, privacy settings. So turn that off and people will be able to see when you subscribe to their channel. And I look forward to seeing your subscription, and you can look forward to seeing mine. So remember, when camping, take only photos, leave only footprints. I'll see you next time.